Hello, welcome back to the north. It's a beautiful day today. Cold as balls out there though. Jesus, Murphy. I had to step out and do some shoveling and some things, and wow. Supposed to warm up though soon. Spring is around the corner and I can't wait. I just can't wait. I've had my fill of this cold stuff, let me tell you. But in this video, I don't know, I was thinking, what to talk about today. And basically, there's a lot of talk about, discus being a lot of work. And they certainly can be if you allow them to be. But over time, and of course, I've been doing the learning curve thing throughout the course of this channel. But we've evolved into a very stable, very healthy environment for discus and pretty much all fish. Let me show you something. Look at these angels. Look at the size of these angels. Okay? They've only been here a few weeks, 2-3 weeks. And they were, let me show you something else. They were smaller than these severums when I brought them up here. So I brought these severums up here because the angels are doing so damn well. I want the severums to grow, and he likes to bully the severums. As long as it's the discus bullying the severums, I'm okay with it. Because the severums can take it, and the discus, if it was the other way around, I would remove them. But anyhow, they're very compatible. From what I've seen so far, the severums are not aggressive, and the only one giving the severums a hard time is this guy. He's like, no, I'm bigger than you. He's just doing pecking order things. He probably thinks they're discus. And he's like, oh, finally, someone smaller than me to bully. And that's kind of how they work with their pecking order. But, so this tank is dialed in. Like, look at the growth on those angels. And then look at these two pigeons. I brought them home as 3 inchers, and they're almost as big as everybody else in like less than 3 months. They might be the fastest growers yet. And same with this guy. He came in around the same time. Oh, he's hiding. This guy in the middle here. He came in around the same time, and he was smaller than the pigeons, and you wouldn't know it. He's pretty much caught up to the other. So all those fish that I just pointed out, they're going to be much bigger than my older adults because they grew up in a dialed-in environment. You're going to see the difference between not having, like, this is a stunted fish, believe it or not. It looks beautiful and everything else, but it's done growing. Okay, while this fish is only halfway through, and they're the same size. And this is what I've been getting at, You got to put the fish first, or that's what you're going to get. Still beautiful fish, but wait till you see what happens to this guy. Okay? And wait till you see what happens to these two. Even that guy back there has been in a dialed-in tank the whole time I've had him, and he's already turned into my biggest fish. And he's still got about 5 months of growth left in him. So you can see the difference between that, and this is what will happen in your stunted tank. If you're the best of fish keepers, you're going to get this as your maximum, okay? And then I've watched all kinds of people blame this on genetics. No, I blame this on my inexperience, okay? That's what I try to save people from with this channel is all the ways you can screw a discus up or even kill them, right? So it's still a beautiful fish, but she could have been bigger. A few inches bigger, and but I honestly believe at this point with the tank, like, okay, this is 3.5 on its way to 4-day-old water. I would be changing it or thinking about changing it right now. Look at it, my bubbles are gone instantly. They're not even hanging around. They're tight and fast moving through the water on the upstream there. That means my TDS is very low. and my water's clean. This is now a 5 to 7 day old, or a tank overstocked to hell with discus and back and every other kind of fish I stuffed in it. And it's basically turned into a 1 week water change tank with exceptionally fast growth rates across the board. This fish, well, you keep your eye on him. He hasn't been here that long, and he was disheveled when he showed up. But I assure you, he's gaining weight, and once he hits that critical mass, he's gonna just explode. He was on his way to stunting when I got him, but I'm gonna save him. He's still got enough eyes there that I can turn him around, and he's gonna be a beautiful fish. Keep your eye on him though. You know, you can see right now he's a similar size to the angelfish. The angelfish will definitely grow faster than the discus. But and then we have Severums in here now that he's a little bit bigger than. I'm not sure on Severum growth rates, but we're going to find out. We're just going to see what the environment does. These fish were downstairs. I brought them in fry-sized, same as the angelfish, and I do that because I'm not rich. I'm trying to save some money, and I just try and raise them up. I do it with my discus too, or several of my discus. But now I buy my discus at 3-inch. I think it's a great size to buy a discus. And, if your tank is suited to discus, it is a great size. But another thing I like to say is a lot of times I say free-floating bacteria in the water. And, I'm forgetting her name now, Ichthyology Channel with Rebecca. She's a PhD in fish studies, and she focuses mainly on I believe it's plecos and things of that nature. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought she said her studies with an emphasis on those. So she likes catfish and plecos and things of that nature. And there's proper names for those too. And when I say, the point I'm getting at is I'm always mentioning beneficial bacteria, and she pointed out in the live stream yesterday that I should probably be saying pathogens in the water, including free-floating bacteria that might cause harmful free-floating bacteria. I just consider them pathogens and stop calling them free-floating bacteria, because there could be more other things that aren't bacteria that are also harming the fish that are microscopic and invisible in your water, and I'm sort of discounting those by saying that technically, you know what I mean? But my point remains the same. There's nasties in the water column. I could call them that too. I just say nasties in the water column, and to simplify it. But yeah, that's what I mean. I just mean I destroy all the life in my water column other than my fish. So there's nothing in the microbiological world that's going to hurt my fish. That's my approach. There's several ways to do it. You don't have to do it my way. There's all kinds of ways to sterilize your water column. My tank's not sterile. There's bacteria everywhere else. You can see, algae growing on the rocks even, right? So, but I'm not overwhelmed by any of it. And that's why my growth rates are fast. That's why my tank can last a week. When the rest of the world that owns discus, especially this many discus in a 90-gallon tank, would have to change their water every single day. So if you're looking to achieve the laziest possible discus tank in the world, best of luck to you. I believe I've done it. Want lazy fish keeping? Stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button. Start figuring out how I've done it by simply watching the videos. It's all there. I've day after day after day, I log what I've been doing, and it'll be, I think, close to 2 years this April. So you can watch the entire progression from 0 to hero, tank wise. My tank went from a 0, now my tank's a hero, and you can see what the problems are like in a tank when you got a 3-month-old tank. You can see what it looks like when your tank's 2 years old and you've figured out filtration and routine. And then you can you can see how far you can push the envelope in stocking, because a lot of the recommended stocking levels, I think they cause more problems than they solve. And the only reason that they tell you to keep so few fish is because they think you're lazy and you're not going to clean your tank. That's it. That's all there is. And you know what? I am lazy. I do clean my tank, but I'm using all the available technologies to turn what used to be a change. Old in the old school rules, I would need to change this tank every day to keep my fish alive. In this new world, I can do it once a week like everything else. Isn't that amazing? Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.